Hello, everybody. It is Lisa Wells here from Food, Fear and Freedom. How are you feeling? Okay, this is really exciting, this live broadcast for 2020. So, we'll be talking about if you're feeling overwhelmed about getting your eating habits back on track. So, is this year, 2020, the year that you have promised yourself again that this is going to be your year for health? Have you promised yourself again that this is the year to get your eating habits back on track for good? So I used to promise myself this every year when I turned 40. I thought 40 is a turning point. I need to start getting my health in order for the rest of my life. I knew it was important, but then every year for the following 5 years, I was halfway through food addiction then. I struggled with getting my health on track for good. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for jumping on and listening and spending this time with us here today. And we're going to talk about the five foundations, really. If you can build these within yourself, these will be your foundations for food health. It will make it so much easier for you to have food choices with confidence. You'll be living with a sense of peace around food instead of confusion and turmoil. And breaking promises to yourself constantly all the time. So today I'm going to talk about how to set health goals that you can actually stick to. Okay, so also what we're doing today is for a chance to win a spot in my upcoming 5-week pilot program that is launching in February. Stay tuned here live to get the code word. And then when you see the code word, you pop it in here, and then everyone that pops in the code word will get a chance to go in the running to win a spot in my upcoming 5-week pilot program, where we will be working on these 5 foundations and getting your health on track for good. So giving you those 5 foundations for health that every day will help you stick to those goals that you're setting. Okay, so basically, a little bit about me. I had food addiction for 10 years, and I have a saying: every day we have the opportunity to face our stuff or stuff our face. And that's what is happening when we're making food choices that aren't incongruent with the health goals that we are setting for ourselves. So what's happening is we know how to eat healthy. We know what's healthy and what's not healthy. We exercise. We might exercise sporadically. We might exercise, a lot for January, February, March, and then the next 3 months after that, we don't exercise as much as it gets colder. So these healthy mind techniques that I share with my clients and people just like you, just take the effort out of it and it becomes habitual behaviors. And then you actually end up falling in love with exercise. You end up falling in love with being healthy. And you end up falling in love with yourself, which is the main goal of all of this anyway. Okay, so what if there were 5 things that you could do each day that would have a lasting impact on your health and the way that you eat? 5 things. I have another little saying, and it's small, consistent daily action. So it's not about starting a new diet plan for 4 weeks. It's not about, just trying the next new fad thing or whatever. This is small, consistent daily action every day that is going to build up your inner strength so you don't have to rely on willpower, because willpower doesn't work. Hey, Roz, how you going? Thanks for your comment there. Face our stuff or stuff our face. I know, it's a great saying. I absolutely love it. Each day we have the opportunity to face our stuff or stuff our face. And yes, I was stuffing my face for 10 years. Actually, another thing I wanted to do here is, if you see something that you love, I want you to go #best-tip into the comments and say what that tip is. So whatever's resonating with you, whatever I'm saying that you think, oh my God, she's right, she's spot on, I'd love you to do #best-tips. And then that way I know, what you're getting out of this, and I'll know how to, what sort of content that you prefer me to talk about as we're going along. So that is #best-tip. There it is on the screen. So I'd love that. I'd just love to know what is actually resonating with you about what I'm talking about. So, we've all tried diets, we've all dabbled in exercise, and we know what's healthy to eat. But for some reason, there is just something that's compelling us after dinner or after lunch, halfway through the day, to go seek out those snacks. So, like I said, we know what's healthy, we know how to exercise, but something is compelling us. So, to me, that everything in that sentence points to mindset. It points to limiting beliefs, or the subconscious mind is having its way. It's in control of things, and you're not in control. It's the subconscious mind is in control. So, how does that happen? How do we get to this point where each night we're going through the kitchen cupboards, or we're raiding the refrigerator after the kids have gone to bed? We're trying to open those darn crinkly packets of chocolate that are so noisy to not alert the children we're about to go into something that we don't want to be getting into. So the subconscious mind is running us, and all that is it's a build up of things that have happened in our life. So whether it is childhood trauma, whether it is conditioning from our childhood and that sort of thing. Tammy says, I was told today I lost 6 pounds in 2 months, and right away I wanted to treat myself. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Thanks for sharing that, Tammy. I did a post on my Facebook yesterday about the treats. I put up, these really brightly coloured lollies and stuff, and we see these things as a treat. But the way that my brain is wired now, oh, and congratulations, Tammy, on losing that weight as well. That's, it's a good effort. So now you want to stay there, or you might want to lose more weight. You don't want to sort of go back into that pattern of rewarding and treating yourself when you've done well. So that's your mind trying to compensate or trying to soothe you. It's trying to take you towards pleasure again. So Roz says, I don't actually snack that much, but I'm aware of portion sizes being too big. Yeah, I can relate to that, Roz. Gosh, especially when it came to curry. There was no curry that was safe on my watch, that's for sure. So portion size is a big issue as well, and learning how much protein should I have on my plate, how much, green stuff, that sort of thing. Can I have a reading? Is the younger one the one or the older one? Thanks. Margaret, you might be on the wrong broadcast. I'm talking about getting your eating habits back on track here. So please feel free to stay and hang out with us. So there's something that's actually compelling that behavior, and it's your brain, and it's trying to keep you safe. So let's see. Okay. So yeah, when I work with women overcoming food addiction, and really all I teach is what I did. I did a lot of research, University of YouTube, lots of stuff on there. I am a qualified life coach as well, but really I teach what I've spent years and years researching. I've been to psychologists. I've gotten myself off antidepressants. I used to have anxiety and live with overwhelm, and just food addiction every single day. So I had to work out what was going on, and definitely going within I would really advise going within and journaling. Who here does journaling regularly, like on a regular basis, like if not every day, then a couple of times a week? So let me know if you do journaling, because this it's a great way of giving yourself what you need emotionally. So what's happening if you're nighttime snacking, or the portions are out of control? It means that there's a part of you that is seeking, comfort in food. So I have ways to teach you how to do that for yourself. And so how to give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job to food. Okay, Adair, powerful story. Thanks for sharing, Lisa. Oh, thanks, Adair. Appreciate that. Oh, there's more messages. So you journal, Adair, but usually only when your life is in the toilet. When it's cruising, you don't generally journal. Should I be doing it more? Look, I would. It's nice to commit to a regular routine. And if you're journaling in those good times, it gives you an opportunity to stretch those out longer. So if you're only journaling in the bad times, whatever, probably not the right word, but when the life is going into the toilet times, you kind of lose connection with yourself. And possibly that might be why things are going down into the toilet, because you're losing that connection. When you're writing every day and you're going within and seeing what's going on for you, keeping that connection strong is really, really important and a huge part of overcoming the snacking issues. So I would recommend journaling more. Roz, I used to journal, but you don't at the moment. All right, cool. And the funny thing is, sometimes people think journaling is only in the morning, but you can journal anytime you want. So I had one client and she was snacking at nighttime. And I said, well, why don't you journal? Why don't you write to that feeling? And she's like, oh, I just thought journaling was a morning thing. And I'm like, no, you can journal anytime. So any time of the day, you can certainly journal. Okay, so let's get back to the program here. So Tina from Adelaide recently emailed me. She's a lady that I've been working with for a little while, and she said that working with her has changed her perspective on what it is to get healthy and stay healthy. She now realizes there is no such thing as a quick fix, and she has no desire to try any more weight loss gimmicks. And when you realize that overcoming these food issues is not a quick fix, and I know that because before what I was doing now, I used to write angelic messages. I was an angel writer. I would write messages from the angels. And that's where that saying came from. Every day we have the opportunity to face our stuff or stuff our face. That came out then. But I would pray to the angels and I would say, you know, please help me eat better tomorrow than what I did today. And what that is actually doing, in my opinion, it is me giving my power away. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I've prayed and I've asked the angels, so what else can I do? I actually needed to be going within and seeking out information for myself, from myself, and realizing that I can't just wake up tomorrow and eat a healthy diet for the rest of my life. I need to learn a few things. I need to learn these foundations that are going to help me overcome them. Let's see what else. Bit of a love fest going on in here. Feel free. Oh yeah, okay. Because this is thanks to Death. That's a great response there. This affects so many women. I'm a health coach at a women's fitness center, and I have my own private clients as well. And this over like nighttime snacking, stress eating, just uncontrollable snacking, like these urges come and we want to eat all the time, and it's unhealthy food. We never get a craving for lettuce, which really annoys me when I had food addiction. So if you have a friend or some people in your life that you love and care about, and you know that they could benefit from this message, please make sure that they see this. Either invite them into this live video now, or you can share it to them later, tag them in, just tag them in the post or something like that. So this is really valuable and important information, and we want to spread it far and wide because we know how many people are affected by this, by eating, by nighttime snacking, by making healthy promises and not sticking to them. So yes, please, I'd appreciate that very, very much. So Tammy has difficulty putting things down on paper. That's okay. You can always go into like a voice recorder. If you've got a phone, a smartphone with a memo app on it or something, you can do it on a voice recorder. You can just sort of talk in the mirror. And, you know, journaling, just journal for 2 minutes and see how you go. You don't need to write a whole A4 page of this is what I'm feeling and all that kind of stuff. Just set your timer for even 1 minute. Just start and just see how you go, and don't put pressure on yourself. Just go, I'm just going to set my timer for 1 minute and I'm just going to write and see what happens. You know, this is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this today, and this is what I want to happen. So see how that goes. You like that best tip, where is my lettuce craving? Yes, Adair, I love that. I used to wonder why I wasn't craving lettuce, but it's always chocolate or burgers and chips or things like that. So yes, beautiful. Okay, so I'm so glad you're all here. There's quite a few people here now. The comments are fabulous. Please keep them coming. I really appreciate it. Now, earlier I mentioned that I have a pilot program coming up. So if you type Freedom 2020 in the post here, in all caps, no spaces, you will be entered into the competition to win one spot in my pilot program, which we are starting in February. So let's just start talking about that. So health health goals, how to set health goals that you will actually be able to stick to so that it's achievable for you. Let me know who sets health goals every week. Like I would always go, this week I'm going to eat healthy. Every Monday I'm eating healthy, and I was in a place of food addiction and I really wanted to eat healthy every day. And that was my health goal. And every day I didn't eat healthy. I was setting a health goal and not sticking to it. And every day when I didn't stick to my health goal, my self-worth eroded. It got really low. And you just feel more and more crap all the time. Every time you break a health goal for yourself, you lose your value of your word. Okay, let's just check in at the messages. Oh, good on you, Tammy. Freedom 2020. Love it. You're in the draw. Adair, daily, I reset my health goals, mostly do okay. All right, cool, awesome. Adair, you've written 2020, Freedom 2020 in the comments. You'll be in the draw. All right, so let me know if you're having health goals every week and you're just not sticking to them. So what I had to do to finally set health goals that I would actually stick to, I made one that I would achieve. And I knew I already drank 2 liters of water every day. So that was my health goal for a month. So every day, for 30 days. This is my health goal, drinking water. And when I achieved that, when I had drunk my 2 liters of water, I would celebrate that. And I would not be concerned about the 7 Mars bars I ate that day. I would not be concerned about those chocolate chip cookies or those brownies, everything else that I stuffed my face with. So this is part of the psychology of it. You're focusing on not achieving your health goal. So set something you can achieve and start achieving it and only focus on that. And that sounds counterintuitive because when you eat 7 Mars bars and a whole packet of chocolate chip cookies and all that, that's all you can think about. That's all your brain obsesses about and that sort of thing. So that is so you, Laura. Oh, thank you for your comment. I really appreciate it. Make sure you pop Freedom 2020 in the comments and you'll go into the draw to win the spot in my program coming up. Okay, focus on, thanks Adair. Best tip, hashtag best tip, focus on health goals you can achieve and start achieving them. And then your confidence in yourself, in your word, will start growing. And it's a really weird feeling to drink 2 liters of water a day and then stuff your face with a packet of Tim Tams and be happy that you've drunk 2 liters of water. Can you imagine how that goes in your mind? And so that's what I talk about retraining our brains. Okay, and actually I think I probably got this from Esther Hicks' Law of Attraction stuff. It's focus on what you do want. So that's what I did, and I tried it and it worked. Okay, beautiful. So let me know, has that been helpful? Has that tip been helpful for you? Has that helped you look at how you set your health goals differently? I would love to know. Stick it in the comments. Love the Law of Attraction. Yeah, Law of Attraction is great. Okay, so in the pilot program that I've got coming up in Feb, that's what we will be doing. Every week for 5 weeks, we will be setting health tips that you can stick to, and you will be achieving them from day one. And it's really, really exciting when that happens. Okay, so remember to do hashtag best tip in the post here if there's something that really, really resonates with you and you found it super duper helpful. Okay, so another thing, the second foundation of having your food health in alignment with what you want, with your health goals, is your inner game. So that's mindset, basically. So we've set our health goals and now we need to get our mind in alignment. So when I used to journal, I would just be journaling and writing and just saying things like every day, I want to be healthy, but every day I'm not. And I just knew there was an incongruent something within me that just wasn't gelling. It wasn't working. Beautiful. Oh, yay, Lauren, you're in the draw. Freedom 2020. Beautiful. Roz, missed some of that. Had to go outside. Oh, hun. That's okay. There will be a replay. But if you pop Freedom 2020 in the post, then you'll be in the draw to win the spot that we've got coming up for my pilot program. Anywho, so your inner game, how to build inner strength instead of trying to rely on willpower. It's been scientifically proven that willpower it lasts for 5 weeks and that's all you got. Once you use it up, gone. So imagine if you build up inner strength from within you, and you came across a situation, it might be a birthday party or it might be a celebration or at work. Oh my God, every week there's a damn birthday cake at work, right? In the office. So imagine if you had the inner strength to just absolutely nothing. And it just means, wow, someone's having another birthday in the office. I'm going to go and have my yogurt and nuts because I prefer the taste of it, because I rather do something for myself that's healthy more than I want to eat a piece of cake. So that's it is an internal process, and it's a meditation process I've developed and created. And what it does is connects you to your inner self, your true self. So we have thoughts and feelings and emotions, and we're not any of those things. We are a powerful, incredible, beautiful, magnificent being in here. And I teach you how to rely on that instead of having thoughts whirling around your head and emotions pulling at your heartstrings, all that kind of stuff. So you are centered and you are strong. And no matter how many damn brownies pass in front of you, you're just not interested. And it's not depriving yourself. You're just not interested because you are connected. Many a brownie has brought me down, I can tell you, but not anymore. I still indulge it. I still love them. I still eat them whenever I want to, but I don't stuff my face, and that's the difference. Okay, what else? I drink my 2 liters of water every day, but gas. Okay, but gas, cold drink is your downfall. Does that mean like soft drink? It's your downfall. Okay, so if something like that is your downfall, have a look at how many times you're drinking it and just work to reduce it. So one of the things I did, excellent, Roz, in the drawer, for 30 days, for 1 month, I had a thing where I would just have an apple first. And this is about focusing on your health goal. So my health goal was to have an apple first. And then if I ate chocolate, peanut M&Ms, who knows what else, I'd just focus on the apple. So for 30 days, I did that. It worked really well. Sometimes what it does, it's a distraction. So you're eating your apple and you even forget that you want chocolate. And make it a ritual, make it special, cut it up into little lovely pieces and put it on a beautiful plate, you know, something that's special for you, and make a ritual out of it and get absorbed in that instead of wanting that chocolate. So yeah, 30 days, have an apple first, and then whatever happens after that, let it go. You had your apple, just focus on that. So with the soft drink, if I'm reading that correctly, just do that. Have something healthy first, and then after 30 days, I would have an apple and a cup of tea. And this is how small, consistent daily action, this is what I'm talking about. This is the small, consistent daily action that changes over time. Okay, like I said, we can't wake up tomorrow and, hey, poof, it's gone. We need to work on it. We need to build our inner strength. We need to start making promises and keeping it. We need to start giving ourselves the evidence in our subconscious mind that we can do this. All right, beautiful. Best tip, hashtag best tip. Thanks, Adair. We're not our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. We're much more powerful than that, definitely. And I used to live in this headspace, you know, and that was where I lived. I lived in my headspace. Now I'm just open and free and connected and strong. And there's a huge difference. Best tip, have an apple first. Yep, fabulous. Best tip, make your apple a star shape and make it a ritual, definitely, because what you're doing is a ritual anyway. When you're at the supermarket and you buy that little treat for the car trip home, that's a ritual. So make the ritual a healthy one and something that you can absorb yourself in. So light a candle when you get home from the grocery store. For me, cups of tea were amazing. Peppermint tea was my favorite. Green tea, I've learned how to appreciate green tea, but I love mugs. I have my favorite special mugs that make me feel special. And that's what you're looking for with the food, is you're looking for something that's going to make you feel special and loved and wanted. So find a way, find like 1 or 2 things that you can replace that ritual with, the chocolate or overeating ritual, with your positive ritual. All right, beautiful. Excellent, Lauren. So that helped. Laura, sorry. Beautiful. I'm glad that helped. So Roz, I have a nectarine and a peach tree that the fruits are ripening up now. That will be fabulous. Adair says, what do you think about telling ourselves we can eat that Mars bar, but also that it's poison? Yeah, actually, thanks, Adair. That's a good point. What I used to tell myself, I had to retrain my brain to say to myself that I can eat anything I want. I can eat anything I want. I can go to KFC right now and then go to Hungry Jack's as well, but I don't want to. And while I was retraining my brain with this, I worked at a company that was a supermarket demonstration company. So I was on the road visiting all the women that worked with us in the supermarkets. And the food that was being demonstrated, it wasn't healthy food. It was all biscuits and chocolate and ice cream and all that sort of stuff. So I have this vivid memory. I was driving around somewhere. I'd had my lunch. I'm pretty sure I'd had my healthy lunch in the car. I'd eaten that and I'd gone into the supermarket to see our demonstrator. And I'm going, I'm telling myself, I can have anything I want to eat. I was almost out the door and I walked past the aisle at the front with all the chocolates and I grabbed, I think it was a chomp. And man, I have never eat chomps. And I just whizzed it through the scanner, paid for it, and I was eating that on the way. And I'm like, well, you said you can have anything you want to eat. And it's really your subconscious mind will be devious and play tricks on you and try and come in the back door. But once you kind of it becomes your new belief that you can have anything you want to eat. But it's about portion sizes, definitely, and that's all stuff that you learn along the way as well. So the second part to that was it's poison. Yeah, you can, like, especially with alcohol as well. Alcohol is, I still do drink a little bit of wine, not as much as I used to, that's for sure, because the sugar is poison, pretty much. In Muzz bars and that sort of thing. So if that's what you need to tell yourself to get through, then tell yourself that. That's totally fine. I don't see any harm in that. All right, party at Roz's with all the fruit trees. Yeah, definitely. So that's working on your inner game. It's small, consistent daily action. Okay, beautiful. So once again, let me know what is resonating with you. I'd love to know. #best tip. What is resonating with you out of the words that I'm speaking here? I'm really loving the comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate your interaction. It just makes it that much more exciting. So let's see. Next, how to give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job to food. It was a long time before I realized that. How to give yourself what you need emotionally. So how does that sentence resonate with everybody on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being, oh my God, yeah, that resonates totally with me? Let me know. Stick a number in the post here. How to give yourself, if you could give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job to food, how much does that resonate with you? So what that means is nurturing yourself emotionally, giving yourself what you need. And this is huge, because once you know how to give yourself what you need emotionally, you don't even want the food anymore. It's like a magic trick. It really is. And I'll tell you something funny. At one point, I was taking this olive leaf extract for just general immune system, because I'm from Queensland and living in Adelaide, in the Adelaide Hills in the wintertime. It's brutal. And I just I heard olive leaf extract was good for immune system. So there's this amazing company at Mylor, which they don't make this product anymore, which I'm really sad about, but it was their olive leaf extract, Roseneath brand. And after a few days of taking this, I didn't have any cravings in the afternoon. So about 3 days later, I didn't recognize myself. I didn't know who I was without food addiction, and I felt weird and I didn't know what to do. And I kept saying to myself, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I rang up the man and said, my God, I've been taking this stuff and I don't have sugar cravings anymore. What is going on? And we had a chat. And that was all fabulous. But then within a few days, of course, I kept telling myself, I don't believe it. And I didn't know who I was without food addiction. So that is huge. That shows you how powerful the mind is. When you're saying stuff like, I don't believe it, or I can't believe it, it comes true. So that is a pretty big. So Adair, you reckon you're at a 3 or a 4 years of undoing conditioning here. Yep, beautiful. Olive leaf extract, it was, not olive oil extract, olive leaf. Doesn't taste very good, but very good for you. Oh, Rosa's got a best tip, yay. We can eat anything we want, but I choose not to have what has refined sugars. Yeah, beautiful. And you can even say things like, I can have anything I want. I'm just choosing to be healthy at the moment. You're not saying that I can have anything I want to eat and I'm never eating sugar again. Because another big old tip, one that I've lived through, is that when you deprive yourself of chocolate, when you try and abstain from these things, your brain is telling you that you want, and this is probably willpower related, you tend to go over the edge then. That's why binging happens. That's why, yeah, because restriction just doesn't work. I've seen it in my own life. I've experienced it in my own life. It's, when I was weaning myself off, I would still have a little peanut slab or something a day, and I would allow myself to have it freely, because if that's all I was having every day, it was a huge, step down what I would normally be eating. So if you need to wean yourself off, do it. Like go lower, go lower, go lower, go higher in cocoa percentage, go lower in portion sizes. Okay, olive leaf extract, got it. Okay, so how to give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job to food. Well, how do you do it? There is no magic pill with this. You just have to feel what you're feeling. So I was really closed off from my feelings. I said before, I was just living in here, and this is due to, social conditioning, and whatever happened in childhood and all that kind of stuff. And I was totally cut off. I numbed all the time for decades. Numbed, alcohol, food, all that stuff. So I didn't even know what I felt about anything. And so I had to just start practice feeling. And two things that I was really afraid of by doing this, by feeling my feelings, was I just thought everything, 40 plus years of emotion and turmoil and disappointment and frustration, I just thought that would all come out if I allowed myself to feel my feelings. Doesn't happen that way, thank goodness. So it didn't happen. Yeah, and I just thought everything would come out. So allowing myself to feel discomfort, nothing bad's going to happen to you. I promise. If you allow yourself to feel your feelings, nothing bad is going to happen to you. And everything from your past is not going to come up all at once and you spiral down even further. So they're the two things that I thought would happen, and they just didn't. So if you allow yourself to feel your feelings, just sort of practice, even just set your timer for 5 minutes, sit in your chair, sit at the kitchen table. I just used to sit at the kitchen table, my timer, just feel what you're feeling. You're going to be okay. And you know what? The more practice I got at this, here's the funny story. The more practice you get at this, the easier it is. So there's this one day, it was in winter time, and I was just sort of getting the hang of it. I was at home, and I thought, discomfort. That's it. That's what I'm feeling. Excellent. I just had to go to the loo, and I thought, I'm just going to go to the loo, and then I'm going to come out. I'm going to write in my journal about what I'm feeling. So went to the toilet, washed my hands, did all that, came out, and I was feeling good. I felt good. And I thought, I'm feeling good. I was going to write about discomfort, but because I had acknowledged how I was feeling, it had been released. So that's the power of feeling your emotions and allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling. But remember, we are not our feelings. So that's all part of the process of learning the detachment from the feelings and the thoughts and you and your power. So the thoughts are just a message. The thoughts are emotions and feelings are a message. So if you seek that message from what you're feeling, it goes away. It can be released. Okay, we've got some best tips here. Thank you, Adair. I love it. Best tip, not outsourcing emotions with food. Yes, practice actually feeling your feelings. Yes, you will be okay. Best tip, nothing bad will happen. Yep, when you allow yourself to feel your feelings. It's true. It's true. If you don't believe me, have a chat with me. I will tell you all about it. Best tip, acknowledge your feelings and release them. Yeah, that's all they want. They're just a message. Remember that. They're just a message. They're not facts. They are not the way the world is. All right, might have to start moving along here. Okay, so what to do to get yourself back on track within minutes instead of hours. I think we're tracking well with time. So any questions, pop them in the chat, and happy to answer questions. Remember to go Freedom 2020 in the chat as well, to go into the draw to win the spot in the program coming up. So everything I'm talking about, you can, we'll be going through in depth one-on-one with you well, it's in a group actually, but I'll be coaching you through it. So in February, when the pilot program opens, this is what we'll be working on. So this is how you build these foundations. So far we've got the health goals. So setting our health goals that we can stick to. Our inner game, so mindset is on track with what we want, and we're both on the same page. Then there is how to give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job to food, and what to do to get yourself back on track within minutes instead of hours, weeks or months. I mean, weeks and months, that's where I was at. So let me know in the chat if you get off track. Say, for example, how long does it take you to get back to eating healthy and feeling okay about yourself? What do you make it mean about yourself? Just tell me how long do you stay off track for as a general rule? Is it a couple of weeks? Is it months? Maybe you are fabulous at this and you get yourself back on track, pretty quickly. So really the main way to get yourself back on track and stop feeling bad about yourself is to don't make it mean anything about you. Like I said before with the focusing, stop focusing on it. And that means stop thinking about it. So every time you have a thought, oh, damn it, I was doing so well, and now I want, and then I had the packet of Tim Tams. So if you had the packet of Tim Tams, don't make it mean that you're a loser or a failure, which is what I used to do. So make it mean that perhaps you need to look at your emotions a bit more. Perhaps you need more practice feeling your emotions. It's just data. It's just information. Okay, so don't make it mean anything other than, oh, okay, I must have had a moment of not believing in myself. Or perhaps I allowed, I forgot to feel my emotions and I let them run me instead. Well noted, back on track straight away. So that is a tip about how to get back on track sooner rather than later. So within sort of, you've got to talk to yourself a lot on this journey of overcoming food addiction. You really have to consciously make that effort to talk to yourself a lot. Okay, so Adair says, if I break my lifestyle habits, I can usually get back on track the next day. Excellent. I'd like to make it as soon as I break it. Example, have an ice cream and not let that be an excuse to have more chocolate. Yeah. And I guess even now for me, I am a sort of person that if I do have some chocolate, then it can open up those floodgates. So until you're actually strong enough, you can just abstain if you can. That could be a strategy, is just not having it at all. But I mean, and it's fine to have an ice cream. There's nothing wrong with having an ice cream as long as it's just like one, every now and then. It's sometimes food, as it's called. So yeah, have an ice cream, damn it, and love it, enjoy it. Whenever I have a burger and fries, which is probably about once a month, because I don't want it any more than that. But when I do, I love it. I am all over it. No one is allowed to touch my chips. Okay. These are my chips and I'm enjoying every damn one of them. And I love myself all the way home. And I enjoy it and I allow myself to have it with guilt-free. So getting to that stage takes time. It takes small, consistent daily action. So I hope that helps Adair with getting back on track. So if you have an ice cream and not let that be an excuse to have more chocolate. So, well, why is there more chocolate in the house anyway? That might be something to look at. I know it's hard when you're living with other people. I try and buy things that I don't like. So my husband likes fruit and nut chocolate and I hate it. So that's safe. I'm happy to have that in the house. If he wants that, that's fine. But, have that ice cream. And then if you have those feelings or those thoughts to then eat chocolate, maybe it's time to just feel the feeling of wanting that chocolate, and that's okay. Just feel the feeling. Just say to yourself, look, I've had an ice cream and I'm happy with that. I understand that there's a feeling there that wants more chocolate. I'm just going to feel it. You don't have to act on it. And that's where when you build up that inner strength, you have those skills to negotiate with yourself, basically. So, Laura, it can take you a day or two. That's pretty good. But, you know, if you wanted to get that down to hours, try those things that I was just talking about, like don't make it mean anything about yourself, and just continue to think of all the great stuff you've done for yourself. Voros says, I don't give myself a hard time about food. Excellent, as I've usually stopped myself within the day. Excellent. I eat healthy, more a quantity factor. Okay, so there's lots of tips and tricks about portion sizes and control and portion sizes. Plates, like the size of your plates. I've invested in some small bowls for breakfast and things like that, because a couple of years ago I think I used to eat crunchy nut cornflakes or something like that, and probably one of the worst cereals you can have for sugar. And I actually measured out, I think it was 40 grams or something, and this tiny little piddly thing like this in my bowl, I'm like, oh, that's a serve. And I'm like, that's, you know, it really woke me up as to portion control and portion sizes. And also, if you're eating maybe smaller regular meals throughout the day, Roz, when it gets to the dinner time or the main meal times, perhaps you won't be as hungry. So protein snacks throughout the day, like a morning and afternoon one possibly. Adair, I do enjoy an ice cream. Never eat junk food like takeaway. Yeah, cool. You do enjoy an ice cream, and that's fine. As long as you're happy and healthy enjoying ice cream, I say more power to your sister. Beautiful. What's my view on fasting? My view on fasting, well, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian or anything like that. It would only be my own personal view. And I tend to just do it naturally anyway. Like I like to eat my dinner at 6:30. And then as soon as I've had dinner, that's it. I don't eat till the next morning, which is about 8:30 in the morning. And one of my guidelines, one of the things I work with my private clients on is teaching yourself or retraining yourself to eat when you're hungry. And I think it's really, really important to get back in touch with these hunger cues. Fasting would not be for everybody. But if you feel it's for you, just experiment and play with it. And if you feel great doing it, then I say then it's for you. And Laura says, thank you. We'll try that. Have to jump off here. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Laura. We're probably almost done anyway. Let's see. So, cool. Any comments, any questions? I'd love to know. We'll start wrapping this up. If, you know, what you've thought of what I've said, has it resonated with you? What have you loved? Remember to put Freedom 2020 into the chat there to be in the draw. I think most of you probably have, so that's very exciting. Keep an eye on your others folder in Messenger, because when we message the winner, that's probably where it will come through. And let's see. Okay, so I will just quickly recap the 5 steps, the 5 foundations for food health. And this is what we're going to be talking about in my pilot program that starts in February. So basically, setting healthy goals that you can stick to and that are achievable for you. And that's so important, because when we're breaking food promises to ourselves every day, honestly, your self-worth just diminishes and you lose confidence in yourself. And you stop loving yourself, which is really, really sad, because we all are incredible people and we all have the strength and power within us. We're just not taught how to access it. And we're using food for so many reasons to shine, because, you know, a lot of us in our childhood, our lights have been snuffed out. We were never praised. We were never encouraged. We were always told to just shut up and your comment doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. You don't matter. So no wonder, coming from a place of that, when you're a childhood and now you're an adult, you're not used to allowing yourself be you. So food is just used to keep stuffing that down, because that's how you had to survive in childhood. So yeah, definitely worth looking at setting some health goals that you can actually stick to. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Adair. Great info. Beautiful. Oh, Roz, your mouse is flat. Apologies for the mouse. So setting healthy food goals you can stick to. The inner game, the mindset is huge. Absolutely huge. To me, I would say mindset. Of course, mindset, nutrition, and exercise all together. When you've got all three, you become like a triple threat, because you're in control. You know what's happening. You're creating your health for you. It's not left up. You're not out in the wild about food. You're strengthening your muscles, and you're feeling good about yourself. And about yourself, anything's possible. So that's step 2 is the inner game. Number 3, how to get your subconscious mind working for you so you're not constantly fighting against yourself, which is the inner turmoil. Oh, I want chocolate. Yeah, but I said I was going to eat healthy today. Yeah, but come on, you've done really well. You know, you got up early and you went for a walk, so just have a wine while we're at it. So how to become on the same page, your subconscious mind and your conscious mind working together. That's the power. How to give yourself what you need emotionally instead of outsourcing that job for food, and also what to do to get yourself back on track within minutes instead of days and weeks. So if all of that sounds amazing and you would love to have some more information on that, just private message me or put something in the comments, like change, pop the word change in there, and I'd love to talk to you about that. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much, everybody, for commenting. I love your comments. Really appreciate your questions. Hopefully, I've been able to answer a few things for you, giving you a few light bulb moments. So check out my Facebook page, Food, Fear and Freedom with Lisa Wells. I do heaps of live videos on there. There's lots of content to absorb. And remember to put Freedom 2020 in the post here, and all those people go into win spot in my upcoming pilot program. So other than that, I really look forward to seeing how you go on your health journey. Reach out to me anytime. Let me know how you're going. And I really look forward to seeing you soon. So I'm not sure how this stops.